Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie!
Let me in. That's even funnier right now because we're going to talk about something at some point during the show, but Let Me In just has a whole different kind of feeling to it on this Tuesday edition. And man, I bet we're glad that we didn't do this yesterday because a lot happened last night. Just saying,
Oh
just saying.
my goodness.
So, as always, I'm joined by our Abby, Jodie Gilly, but we're also joined by Chris Gilly. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
Glad to have you on today. Glad to have everyone here. Wow, it almost feels like Christmas, right?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. It feels a little bit like Christmas right now,
Or
but
maybe Easter.
or Easter. Easter is much more fitting. There you go. There you go. Easter. It's Easter. I love that. So welcome everyone to Abby's Window. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to shout out some folks real quick, and then we're going to get right into it because we have enough stuff to talk about for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into it, and yeah, hopefully everyone will join in and have conversation in the chat. So let's welcome everyone in. James Grant, Derek Fleming, Eric Rousseau, Cookie Kid on Fire, Hanzo's in the house, Michael, what's up? Shane Loki, uh, Alicia P, Ron, Tim saying that C sent him, he's a bad influence. Well, we
Yeah.
love that C wrestling.
He's been sending me stuff too. we've been having in-depth conversations.
Deese, what's up, Deese? Dalton. Let's see. Big Dan is in the house. Deanna. Diana. Ryan. Christopher. Khaled is in here. Alexa Bliss Gamer 0809. I said that on the low, so I didn't trigger my device, but it still happened.
I was waiting for you to say, "Don't do it."
Brandon Wayne Lewis. Moda is in the house. Rare Kitty Balloonicorn, love it. Isaac. Bonkers. Clay Gamble. Jason Peace. Corey is here. Alexander. Crazy J for life. Random Gamer. What's up? Let me do this before we get started. If you are new to the channel, first off, welcome and thank you for joining us. Please consider subscribing. If you're here, drop a like on the video. We want to see, I've got like over 50 people right now, so we want to see at least 50 likes on the video and notification bell so you can know when we are going live and changing up some things like we had to do this week. But yeah, glad everyone is here. James Chadwick, thank you for joining. So yeah, I think we got a little bit to talk about, right?
Yes,
Just a little.
Just a little. Quick mention for Caleb. He's about to go on tour with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, so make sure that you go get your tickets. We're gonna go.
There you go.
Amazing show. Amazing.
He's actually going to be here in Albany in November, so I may have to check it out because I know you guys have said it's an amazing show, and I'd love to see him live. So
not just because of Caleb. The whole show's amazing.
The whole show.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas tradition.
Yep.
Awesome. RG2 saying hey Jody, hope you and your mom are feeling better. So yeah, we definitely hope you're feeling better and that everything's okay with your mom. I know that was scary.
She's okay. It was a pickpocketer and took all the cash and left the rest. So I was like, were you packed in like sardines on the metro? And she's like, yeah. So, but she's okay.
Yeah. Well, good. Glad to hear it. Glad everyone is okay. And I think
Mhm. Yeah, love the shirt. Thank you.
yeah, I got a shout out on the shirt. Yeah, I'm digging the shirt. For sure. So got a little bit to talk about. We got another QR code last night, and that QR code led us to
Lots of things.
lots of things.
Yeah.
Lots of things. The White Rabbit is still
Tormenting us.
You said what now?
The White Rabbit is still tormenting us.
Tormenting us for sure. But let's talk about before we get to the TikTok video. Let's talk a little bit about the other places that this led us.
So the coordinates led you to
The giant pink
giant-
rabbit in Italy.
some giant pink bunny in Italy.
Very creepy looking bunny too. If you saw
It's-
the full overhead shot of it, very creepy looking.
Yeah. And like a giant, like who has a giant pink bunny in the middle of nowhere? Like why? I don't even know why it's there, but
And how Bray goes about finding that, or what we
well.
assume is Bray.
yeah, well, this is as I said earlier, there's only one person that could put things together like this and go this deep and be this creative and this detailed, and it's Bray.
Oh, my mind was already blown from all this, and I didn't think it could be any more blown. But after last night, it's definitely blown even more.
Well, that's a good segue because that's really where I wanted to start. I want to get both of your takes on before last night. What was your percentage on thinking it was Bray coming back?
I mean, my percentage was already pretty high.
Yeah, I'd say mine was too. I would say at least 80-90%. But yeah, after last night, between the confirmations of what we got on the from the QR code clues, and then the fact that Edge came back last night and was not the White Rabbit helped, plus what Malachi Black said last night. So yeah, it's through the roof now.
Yeah, it's skyrocketing as the days go on because, again, we got a lot last night. A lot of people, there was a lot of chatter thinking that, it's someone else, like it's someone else. But a lot of the clues that we got last night
They scream Windham.
they just scream. I mean,
Literally.
literally, because there's
Yeah, Windham Hotel, Windham, Maine. There's a campsite next to the giant pink bunny that's called Let Me In.
Yeah, Let Me In. INN. That is tremendous, by the way. That is
What are the
tremendous.
odds that he finds a giant pink bunny and right next to a place called Let Me In?
Again, this is Bray Wyatt we're talking about. He could get blood out of a rock.
So yeah, I mean that was a lot last night. So we got the QR code, and let me not cover it up by a comment. But we got the QR code, and it was tiny. People were trying to get it, that kind of thing. James Chadwick saying that's the White Rabbit's cousin.
It's funny, I totally missed the first QR code. I guess it was during the Seth Riddle match, and I was watching, but I must have just looked away for a second or something and totally missed it. And I went on Twitter after a bit thinking, man, we haven't seen anything yet. And I saw people were talking about something. I'm like, what'd I miss?
So yeah, I mean,
and that's also a big Bray-ism too. Like he used to hide things in plain sight all the time, and he made you look for stuff.
Oh, every backstage session, I'm sitting here like, get a microscope. Like, where's it at? Where's that? I know there's something hidden here.
So one of the places that this QR code led, and will eventually, when we travel down the rabbit hole and everything that we're looking for, it led to a TikTok, right?
A brand new profile.
Brand new profile. Come with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we got this video, and I wish I could show the video, but I don't think I can, and I didn't download it, so I apologize. But I'm pretty sure all of us here, we're all fans. We've all seen it at this point.
Yep.
Very awesome video.
Honestly, my initial like knee-jerk reaction after I watched that was, this reminds me of the Firefly Funhouse match when they had all those pieces
it was very
of.
reminiscent.
Mm-hmm.
Like the beginning of it, especially when Vince starts to say "Welcome to WrestleMania," and it starts cutting out, to other people saying it.
Yeah. I thought it was such a good piece. I mean, what do you make of the people that he had in the video?
I don't think there was anything particular about that. I think that they wanted to have it say a certain thing, so they just went through and found different clips of wrestlers saying. They wanted to use all wrestlers saying what the words they wanted, so I think they just went through and found different people saying
I think
what they wanted.
Some of them might be intentional. Obviously, you have Randy, you have Cena, you had Papa Shango.
The Sandman was in there.
Yeah,
the Undertaker, Sandman,
Undertaker.
Yeah, so I think, it was so well done, and when I got done watching it, I was just like, yeah, this is awesome.
I felt like, what's his face after the Firefly Funhouse match? I don't know what I just saw.
Titus O'Neil with the
I don't know what I just saw. But interesting to note, like talking about that Firefly Funhouse match was, and you found this, if you go on to watch.WWE Watch, whatever it is, and search for White Rabbit, that's the only match that comes up.
Only one result pops up, and it's the Firefly Funhouse match. If you just search Rabbit, thousands of things come up. But if you put in White Rabbit, the only thing that comes up is the Firefly Funhouse match.
Which, why would the Firefly Funhouse match get tagged?
Yeah, which it didn't even talk about.
It didn't even talk. It talked about Ramblin' Rabbit, and if you type in Ramblin' Rabbit, a whole bunch of stuff comes up. But if you type in White Rabbit, that's the only result.
Yeah, gosh. Again, going down that rabbit hole that we're going down here. So we got the video, and then we got some coordinates, right?
Yep.
And this, I apologize for people who can't make it all out, but again, I think we're all fans and we've seen a lot of this stuff. But talk a little bit about the zip code here, because we're going to get to that next.
So the zip code came up for somewhere in
Corbin, Kentucky.
And the first place it showed you was a Windham hotel.
Yeah.
And then somebody else on Twitter pointed this out, that there is a Devil's Creek, Kentucky with the same zip code, which, is a good little segue too. There's so many different little nuances in this that you're just like, how much of it was intentional and how much of it is just coincidence? Like, I don't even know anymore.
I don't think any of it is coincidence. If I can speak freely,
there are coincidences.
Yeah, I don't think any of it is, because it's so. The connections everywhere is just crazy.
There was one thing I haven't seen in that picture you just showed. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it. The actual URL for that video, what the QR code led you to, there was a 930, and I can't remember what the 3 letters after it was. That leads to those 3 letters is the airport code for where SmackDown is going to be this Friday on the 9:30.
Winnipeg.
Yeah. 930 WN.
Like WYP.
WPG.
Yeah, something like that.
It's the airport code for where they're going to be. So I assume we're going to get yet another tease on SmackDown.
I think we're going to get 6 of them total.
6. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. I wanted to go there next because obviously everyone's like, when is he going to come? When is he going to come? But it's intentional. I mean, if everything else is intentional, then the debut has to be intentional as well. So we'll go there before we go to the other significance of that, of those numbers in the zip code. But I mean, when do you think it's possible that he shows up?
I think it's gonna be Extreme Rules.
I think the soonest it would be Extreme Rules. I think there's a slight. I don't think it'll just be some random Raw or SmackDown. There's a chance if it's not at Extreme Rules, maybe the Halloween Raw. But I think it's one of those 2 dates, and I think Crown Jewel's too far away. I think it'll be either Extreme Rules or Halloween Raw at the latest.
I think it'll be Extreme Rules or the Raw after, because that's like the season premiere.
Yeah.
And he talked about, a new season.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think that any of those dates, and again,
Yeah, Extreme Rules just fits, because if you get 6 QR codes, that takes you to Friday.
Yeah, that takes you through Friday. Well, speaking of Extreme Rules, and this has since changed, by the way, the graphic has changed, but we zoomed in a little bit on the Edge and Finn Balor match card, and look at what we see right there.
Yeah, you've got a lantern and a trash can on fire with a bunch of fireflies. Yeah.
I mean, WWE sneaking to change this up. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I mean, Finn Balor posted this version.
They probably changed it just to be in line with all their other graphics, have the same color scheme and everything. But yeah, it was interesting that they first posted this.
Maybe see how many people would catch it before they changed it, because this is the only one that has a different color. It's purple and red, just like the lights that they've been playing during the White Rabbit song.
I think that Finn could definitely be involved somehow, be a target or something. He's in that. He's it kind of leads to him that there's some interestingness with that graphic. And then Finn wore a purple X shirt that's the exact same X that were in the Hangman game last night, and then obviously it spelled out demon. So there's been several things kind of hinting at maybe something's going to be involved with Finn. So who knows with that? But
yeah,
he was the first target last time. Maybe he'll be the first target this time.
That's it. And I went back and I thought that this was very interesting. I went back and watched that debut match of the Fiend and how Finn was wearing all white. Do you think that has any significance now, potentially, if they do get into something, if that is the first target?
I mean, everybody wants the Demon versus the Fiend.
Yeah.
Or, whatever this new character might be.
Yeah.
I think everybody still wants to see the Demon versus
Yeah,
Bray.
more of a proper match with their alternate characters rather than just themselves, like they've done already.
And we've been watching a lot of old Bray promos and interesting things that he said in old.
Oh, it's crazy! Stuff. All the stuff that is relevant right now.
All the breadcrumbs.
And other things.
In that FCW promo, he said, "Come with me," and he's talked about rabbits a lot. Which is one of them was during a promo between him and Finn Balor. He was talking about "Run, Rabbit, Run." Like, there's just so many. My brain hurts.
Yeah, I mean this is all the one thing I gotta say, and I want to get your takes on this too, is that this has the entire wrestling world buzzing. I'm talking about
Fox News.
Yeah, I mean, made Fox News.
This is the kind of stuff I have missed for years about WWE.
Yes, because to be honest with you, a lot of the things that they've done, they've done some some good things. Don't get me wrong, but they haven't created this amount of buzz and attention
No.
in a long time.
Yeah.
A
And-
very long time.
Bray's always been the one to do that.
Yeah.
You know, when the Fiend came, you know, when he came out with the Fiend, that was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
and
especially at this level, out, you know, Bray and maybe the Undertaker are the only ones that have ever been able to have stuff at this level.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the one thing I have to give them credit, have to give WWE credit on, is that they found a way to tap into the mainstream with all of this now too. Like, you know, this is big time, and you've got everyone theorizing on it, not just, you know, the fans that have been following him, you know, since day one, or, you know, since whenever we got into the character, but I mean, this has a lot of people talking.
Even people that used to hate him and said that they hated the Fiend
I think
character. Now all of a sudden they're excited again.
Everyone loves a good treasure hunt. Everyone likes clues and solving mysteries. It's fun. Like it's making wrestling fun again for people. But the mystery, everyone can guess, and none of us know with 100% certainty if we're right. But it's fun for all of us to guess and have our own theories, and it's getting people talking about wrestling again. And
we're in our own version of National Treasure right now.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're looking for everything, analyzing every background, seeing what's going on when people are talking, doing backstage promos, that kind of thing. Let me see. Joe is here. What's up, Joe?
I see somebody you just pulled up there. That say this reminds me a lot of the whole code thing with Jericho when they started. Like I remember that. I was all into that too. I'm like, what is this code? Like, he kept giving these little clues to what the code was and stuff. This reminds me a bit of that.
Yeah, it really does.
Give me no idea what it was going to be, and end up being Jericho.
Yeah.
And I think there's more to that, the QR code that we got yesterday. Like, somebody sent me a cipher that they had pulled from it, and it's a little confusing, but the more I read about it, the more it kind of made sense. And it was, I'm trying to give credit to the right person, Raven Thompson on Twitter created this vignette cipher and like assigned numbers to the letters. The who killed the world, you did, feed your head, and assigned like numbers to all the letters, and did this really cool cipher that came up with the word, a lot of other letters, but in the middle of it was the word Bray. Which was very, very interesting.
Yeah, and that was a really cool. I'm sorry I didn't add that graphic, but that was a really cool.
I don't think it's a tough one to wrap your brain around. You have to look at it for a while and go, oh yeah, I see it. That totally makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I didn't watch wrestling almost 10 years, and the Fiend gets me to watch it again. Then it gets released, and I lost interest on it again, and now I'm all in to it again. I'm so hyped up.
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah.
Let's
talk a little bit about some numbers, shall we?
Yeah.
We got some numbers.
This was my favorite thing about what we saw last night.
All right, I got to hear why.
So I pulled up the video, the TikTok video, and watched that, and then did the whole. I didn't see the code live, so I was just going. I went by what some people said on Twitter, and I saw people pulled up Corbin, Kentucky, and stuff, and I saw somebody mention something about White Rabbit Records, which is funny because I already did this with Edmonton, and when we found out about that and looked for White Rabbit stuff there, and I found that White Rabbit ice cream shop and the crazy things it talked about on their website. So I was already going to do this, but I saw some people beat me to it, and I looked into this White Rabbit Records, and then to find out that they posted a video during Raw was just wild. And then you see that they had one other video on their channel from 15 years ago happens to be the song that they're playing. And then you find out that zip code leads you to Windham, Maine. That's when my mind was blown last night. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, on that other video, it was keys.
Yeah, in that one, yeah,
And-
the one with the zip code.
Yeah,
you
the
hear
one with the
keys
zip code in it,
jingling.
you hear keys jangling, and I just immediately remembered Windham saying that Windham was the key.
Mhm.
Mhm. Exactly. So what do we have to make of this White Rabbit Records and all of that? I mean, that it's just the stuff, the amount of detail that has gone into this is just absolutely
My
mind-blowing.
only thought is he had to have reached out to them and got them in on this, because unless he really he made that himself 15 years ago in preparation for all this, but
I mean,
which could be, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, who knows?
Because I think it's actually a real business there.
oh, White Rabbit Records.
Yeah, it's an actual record store in Corbin, Kentucky.
I mean, like I said, there's only one person that can go to this level of detail.
So Jodie, what did you make of all the the connections with the White Rabbit Records and Windham, Maine, and all of that stuff last night, just from this one QR code?
it just makes you appreciate what a beautiful mind he has. It really does.
Yeah.
That I kind of sat back and went and was like, well, this is what he's been doing for the past
Yeah,
year.
like you said, who puts this kind of detail into their work? Like,
Yeah,
it's mind blowing.
Mhm.
It really is mind blowing. So I know that. Let's see. I want to make sure I get the name correct. Connor keeps saying, "What about the Pink Rabbit?" Then do you guys have any thoughts on the Pink Rabbit? I know you talked about it a little bit earlier, but just the significance of all that.
my only thought on that was just it was another clever little thing he decided to toss in there that was interesting to put at the bottom of the video. And now we find out that it also leads to that "let me in" thing too. So
Like, I don't that's the only thing I keep thinking is that level of detail. Like, that had to take some time.
he's been scouring the world to find stuff that fits with what he wants.
I don't know. It really does just blow your mind. Like, there isn't anybody else on earth that can get this detailed with stuff.
Eric just said he's a human mind F.
I love this question you just pulled up. I just saw that. I wanted to touch on that for a second.
Yeah,
I already have thought that for a while,
It's all
and
over
now
these-
100%. He was never really released. This was all planned. He wanted to take a break, and during his break, he worked on all this stuff. I 100% think that was a fake release. That we already wondered. There were so many weird things about it, that it was on a Saturday, and that they
didn't mention his real name.
Like, none of that lined up with how WWE does releases typically. And now with all this, I 100% think this is all planned. He wanted to take time off, and he worked on this.
This is what he did before he came back with the Fiend. He did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I say is, Windham, don't make a habit out of taking a year off. Okay.
Hey, if he needs it, he needs it.
Listen, if this is go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
So I understand you can get burnt out, and I saw an interview recently that I hadn't seen before from after his release and stuff, and he kind of talked about that, where he felt like he needed some time mentally and stuff. So I understand that if you need the time, you need the time.
Yeah,
A year's a long time.
I think if we're going to
get now from it, though.
I was just about to say that if this is what we're going to get after a year off, and you basically shake the entire wrestling world, you have people
It's been a while. Look at what happened with before when we started getting the vignettes about the dollhouse and stuff, and then
The box.
we saw the first Firefly Funhouse episode. I mean, it just took the world by storm.
I wonder if the first thing he's going to say when he comes back is, Did you miss me?
Did you-
Duh. Nah.
Well, considering he's nightly trending on Twitter now.
Oh, it's every day. Now it's every day.
Yeah.
He's not even just sitting back, not doing nothing really.
Well, good point. Make sure you guys keep everybody in the path of this hurricane in your prayers.
Yes.
It looks like where he lives is going to get kind of the worst of it. So.
Yeah, I used to live in St. Pete, Florida, and it's actually pretty rare for hurricanes to hit right there, just because of the way it has to go around and basically come back in. I never experienced any when I lived there, and so it's kind of a rare thing. So people aren't quite as used to it like other parts of Florida.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So our thoughts are definitely with our friends in Florida. If you can seek shelter and go elsewhere, please do that. We want you to be safe. So yeah, definitely our thoughts and prayers are with all of you. But yeah, this I gotta ask this question because a lot of people want to know, and Alicia's saying he looks so damn good. But honestly, I know in your minds right now, who do you feel will be the first target? I know we mentioned Finn, but throw out some names, and I want to ask the chat the same thing. I mean, we've seen these lanterns and fireflies in different graphics at some point or another, but who do you think? Give me 3 names of the first targets possibly.
Oh, I think Finn would be up there.
Yeah, definitely think Karrion Kross could be, because he's been teased a little bit.
Or Edge. I mean, it was on Edge's side of the picture. Edge is the one that was red.
That would be interesting because they don't have any history that I know of, since Edge was gone for all that time that Bray's been around. So that would be cool if it was Edge.
Yeah.
You just have I saw somebody say something. It could be that he pointed to Corbin, Kentucky, and during the time when he was off, before he came back as Firefly Funhouse Bray and the Fiend, he had a match against
that
Corbin.
Was his last match.
Yeah, his last match. So I saw somebody theorize that maybe Corbin killed the world because he killed the Eater. He beat the Eater of Worlds.
Okay.
And it is weird. We haven't seen Corbin for a while either. We last saw him talking to JBL in his limo, and he hasn't been seen since. So could be something going on with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it really could be. I mean, do you think? And I'm not saying. I mean, obviously
repackaged. I think he's about to get repackaged.
Yeah. I was just about to say, do you think that this could all play into him going back to that kind of lone wolf?
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
I fell in love with Corbin when he was in NXT. Loved him. He was my favorite. Loved the whole biker thing that he had going on. I hope they go back to something like that, because that was awesome. It fit him so well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously this time around he won't have the hair, but the character was tremendous, and I really enjoyed it. So
his theme music has been some of my favorites ever too.
Yeah.
He's had some great themes.
Yeah,
it really has.
It just makes you wonder, like, the hints to other and the nods to other people in all of these QR codes. Are they targets, or are they people that he's going to work with?
Yeah,
I mean, because you could see him showing up and maybe working with Finn.
Yeah, maybe they're not so much targets; they're who he wants to
partner with to go after somebody else. But if Finn is a target, then I could see him helping Edge win.
I think too, one of the videos we just watched, I I can't remember which one it was. Maybe the one where we was talking with Michael Cole about the world and stuff. I believe that one. He talked about Roman in that one. So maybe even Roman. Yeah, I feel like he definitely has some unfinished business with him.
Well, yeah, that was kind of the last match that we saw, was that triple threat match. That not the last match we saw, but that was the, when he lost the belt. So I don't know. I think that there might be some revenge coming to either Randy or Miss Bliss. We never really got that closed chapter.
Yeah.
It just kind of ended that way. And we were like, okay, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean that's true. We might be able to see some things get closed up finally. And again, I know that Randy is still hurt, but I know that I mean he's gonna be back hopefully soon. So that's always a possibility when you get those two, because they have so much history and just have done brilliant things together. So yeah, I definitely think that that's a possibility down the road. All right, so we're going to get into some questions here, if that's okay. Do you think it's a faction?
I think that's definitely possible, because Triple H is very heavy on factions, and he's not going to be able to defeat people like Judgment Day and by himself.
Let's see here. Yeah, Alexa Bliss was possibly in the Astronaut's Reflection.
So Chris kind of brought that up too. And,
yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about that.
I had the image cleared up, and it was actually in my admin group chat for the Firefly Funhouse group, and it's a picture from the lunar landing.
Yeah, you can see the little lunar lander there.
Yeah.
When it's so funny because it totally looks like it, but when you see it cleaned up, it's totally just a lunar lander.
Yeah.
Hanzo is saying, if he does come back, is the White Rabbit the face and the Fiend a heel, or vice versa? Or another part of that question, do you think we get something completely different?
I'm kind of feeling like this is going to be completely different.
I think so too. Not that we won't ever see the Fiend again. I have a feeling we will at some point, but I do think that this is going to be something different.
I mean, he said
no matter what he is, face or heel, he's going to get cheered like crazy. So that almost doesn't even matter.
Well, and Bray's always been a tweener.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who he was going after. If he was going after a heel or a face, it didn't matter because the fans loved him anyway. So
James Chadwick saying every single one of those bitches should be put on notice and be afraid. He's coming for all of them.
I thought that too. Maybe he's named. There's so many hints to all these different people. Maybe he's just putting the whole WWE on notice that he's coming back and taking over.
Yeah, it's very true.
Kind of like what the Fiend did at first.
Yeah, I'd love to see it go back to that.
For lack of a better term, he wrecked everyone. Came in, wrecked everyone, and left.
There you go.
I saw something recently. All of a sudden, the other day, WWE posted a video of Goldberg's top moments or something, and now people are saying maybe he's going to come back for Crown Jewel. So if he comes back, it better be for Bray to destroy him and end him for good at it.
Yes.
I heard the rumor that it's going to be Bobby Lashley and Goldberg.
Okay. Yeah, he should come back and destroy him, and that should be his retirement match.
Yeah.
Kevin saying the same tarot card was used with Cross and the Fiend and Randy feud. So maybe a connection, maybe not.
Yeah.
Let's see. Seven Fiend, what a night yesterday. All the time looking and searching for clues. Everyone looking around, and when I opened up the White Rabbit Records YouTube page, I started jumping on the couch.
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
Just imagine what we're gonna do when he actually comes back.
Oh
I
my
can't.
God.
I hope that it's at a pay per view with packed crowd, a lot of fans, because it is going to be just ballistic in there.
Our watch along should be lots of fun.
Yes, it will be a lot of fun. Let's see. Red Eye Obsolete 83. Would you like to see Dexter Lumis be a part of Bray Wyatt's faction?
I think that could be cool. I like Dexter Lumis. I like what they're doing with him right now with Miz, but I think it could be cool at some point if he did something with Bray. I like his character. It's really creepy, and I think it could fit well with it.
I watch TV.
My 4-year-old, everybody.
Hey, there he is. J Dub is saying, if he returns at Extreme Rules, does he return before the last match, or do they put the Edge match last?
I think whatever he gets involved in, they put it last.
I think you have to, right? I think you have to put it last because let's be honest, and we experienced this with Fastlane, right? He came back. The rest of that show
Didn't matter.
didn't really matter much. I can't tell you what happened the rest of that show, and
No.
we did a watch along for it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what happened because we were all enamored and just
That's all you're
encapsulated.
gonna be. That's all we're gonna be talking about after that. So
Yeah.
whatever match is gonna be on after that ain't gonna matter.
Yeah. I mean, so I think you have to put whatever it is last, because he's just gonna. It's not his fault that he's great, but
It's
I
not
think
his fault that he breaks the internet all the time.
exactly. So I think whatever spot, if he is going to return at Extreme Rules, I think it has to be last because you're gonna make the rest of your show just not matter.
That brings up an interesting point. What
I don't think they've said what the main event
I
is.
don't know what the main event's going to be.
Right.
Roman's not gonna. Is Roman not gonna be there?
I don't think Roman's there.
That?
No, because he's doing the Crown Jewel match against Logan Paul.
So
maybe as of right now, the matches we know, I would guess maybe the Edge Finn Balor I Quit match would be last, which would definitely lend to that possibly.
I think 2 matches you should keep your eye on. If they end with Edge and Finn or Seth and Riddle.
Oh yeah, Seth Riddle fight pit match.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, I think if either of those
Rules might be my favorite pay-per-view.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a good one.
Well, you know what? They finally went back and made it an actual Extreme Rules pay-per-view this year.
Yeah, so far it sounds like every match actually has an Extreme Rules stipulation, which is what it should be. Like, that's where it came from, ECW, which was how it was.
That's how it was. So, yeah, loving it.
Before they've had like maybe 1 or 2 matches might be Extreme Rules. I always thought that was so stupid.
Yeah. Hanzo, what I want to know is White Rabbit this, White Rabbit that. Is the White Rabbit related to Rambling Rabbit? What's their connection? Was it a rabbit Tinder hookup? Tell us.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I think possibly maybe the mask that we've seen was a Kyle that did that creepy looking rabbit mask. Maybe that's what he shows up wearing.
Maybe it's an evolution.
Or maybe it's just almost like a state of mind thing. The White Rabbit is just, kind of like the Matrix. Like we're following the White Rabbit, but there really is no White Rabbit. Like we're just, chasing after the clues and stuff. So maybe that, I think that might be a possibility too. Maybe he comes back as something. It's not necessarily White Rabbit, but it's just that's the hunt that we were on.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a proverbial White Rabbit.
White Rabbit. Yeah, I like that.
Could be either one. I don't know.
Yeah. Mark saying, if you look deep somehow, you find Malachi Black's old theme song. Any thoughts? I kind of find it ironic because there are reports saying that Malachi Black was heading back to AEW and that AEW straightened everything out with him.
Malachi actually said himself that he was going back to
Yeah,
AEW.
those rumors started circulating last night, and I guess he did a live stream on his own to put those rumors to bed.
Yeah.
I don't.
It was in the if you translated it to the source code,
Yeah,
some of the
source
lyrics
code of the web page.
Yeah.
I think that the lyrics I think fit. I mean they're well, I can't remember the exact words, but it sounded very Bray-ish just because it used to be his old theme song. I don't think that it's not crazy, and especially it was just something that they knew probably not many people would even find if putting it in the source code like that. So
The fact that we're looking at source code tells you.
yeah.
Again, only Bray Wyatt can make us look at source codes for our webpage.
Yeah. DJ G-Man 313 from Twitch says, what if he does a laugh or yowie wowie at the end of the show and it ends? Like, what if that's all we get? We don't see him. We just get a laugh or something like that.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I think that would be cool if we, there's some kind of glitch or lights go out or something, and then we hear a laugh at the end, because then that means the next night on Raw or 2 nights after on Raw, then he probably is going to show up then.
Yeah, as long as it's another step in the process.
Go watch.
Yeah. Ryan Martins, do you think they'll use the Jefferson Airplane song as his theme because the crowd is popping for it during the commercial breaks and live events?
I wondered that too, if this is going to be his new entrance music, the White Rabbit song.
I think it's possible. I kind of lean towards no, but it's possible.
And it's just, so right now, is it just like a placeholder? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. I think that it depends on what he, like we just said, like if he is the White Rabbit or if the White Rabbit was just this mystery thing.
Speaking of when he could possibly show up, the sick minds of Matt and Eric, hello and welcome, says Roman is going to be on Raw after Extreme Rules. Okay. So again, might have to drop this on.
The only thing I think about that is I'd be shocked if they have him immediately go after the title right away. I think that he'll definitely pay Roman a visit at some point after he's lost that title. I doubt it's going to be right now, but we'll see.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't think he'll go after the title just yet.
I like that. A White Rabbit song remixed with a rock beat. So what if somebody like Coda Orange redoes it?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, sign me up for that. You do realize that would break every kind of download marker out there right now.
Oh yeah.
Shane Loki saying, what if when Drew fights Cross, the lights go out and the Fiend is on the other end?
Oh, that would be
rope with Cross.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that match.
Yeah, we forgot about that one. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Very.
Yeah, that would be interesting. King Chris, it's all good. If you show up late, it's all good. Alicia P saying, I'm ready to catch the pictures of Jodie's reaction, and Chris have 10 cc's on standby.
I'll just have a couple of adult beverages. I'll be okay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. J-Dub, okay, put a percentage on it. What are the chances he's tied into Edge or Finn, Riddle and Seth, or Karrion Kross?
I'd say pretty high. One of those three.
Yeah.
I will never say something is 100%. So I'd put that, but I'd probably put that in the high 90s.
High 90s. Yeah. I think it's definitely one of those. Like I think we'll see him one of those three matches. If he's going to show up at Extreme Rules, it's going to be one of those three. Now, all bets are off if they end up saying that Drew and Cross are the main event. Like that would be that would be crazy for him to go after one of them. And before he got released, he was doing some things on live shows with Drew. But then you also have the stuff with Cross. So I mean, and there's been talk of Drew going back to a different gimmick or changing up personas. So I mean, that's another possibility too. out there.
Unless he, I don't know, helps Cross beat Drew. Like I said, are these people targets or are they people that he's going to help?
I feel like that's a big question mark. We don't know. I think I could see it going either way. I really want to see him work with Seth again. I loved some of the stuff that him and Seth did. So I really hope that they whether they're fighting each other or together, I don't care. I just love to see him work with Seth again.
Such amazing chemistry in the ring together.
I love Seth now. His character he's become. He's
amazing.
I had such a roller coaster with him. I loved him years ago. Then I didn't like him for a while, and now I love him again.
Yeah, I mean, him and Seth did magic. I mean, they made magic. So yeah,
magic.
Yeah. To be honest, this is King Chris. To be honest, I don't think Bray is coming back with a new stable. Bray doesn't need anyone. I think he's coming back to tell the story of revenge the way it was supposed to be told originally.
I mean, that's definitely possible. Bray is,
he definitely doesn't need one.
But I think he might
like to see one though.
I think he might use people to help him get where he wants to be, if that makes sense.
I would love to see a return to the Wyatt family again. If him and Braun and Rowan could ever get back together at some point, I think that could be really cool. Pay tribute to Brody.
Yeah.
I think he will in his own way.
James Chadwick saying Sandman got to be in that video for a reason. ECW was Philadelphia country, and that's where Extreme Rules is. So maybe a clue for that. That's an interesting point, James. There was that Philly top.
I think it's got me thinking about that it could possibly be a stable is the stuff with the bloodline, how dominant they've become. I feel like either they're just going to implode at some point, and that's how they're going to end up tearing apart, or some other faction is going to finally take them down. So maybe if Wyatt has a faction eventually that could take down the bloodline, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah. That would be cool. Alexa Bliss Gamer saying the Raw after Extreme Rules is a DX reunion. Remember what the Fiend used to do. I thought it was interesting having the Road Dogg in that video too. I was like, just kind of trying to connect dots as best you can. So just another thing to throw out there. Chris Elliott, let's see. Cessna Creative made a fan video entrance video. That is very fitting. You should check it out. Okay. Bismo says, I think everybody needs to film their reaction of Bray's return. And if it's not him, see the implosion go down.
You know what? That would make a great video package for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody film your reactions. And I will put all of those together like I did with the We Believe in Bray Wyatt video and Thank You Windham video. I will put them all together and I will send it to him.
And we'll post it on this channel.
Yeah.
We'll post it on the channel too.
So yeah, everybody send me your reactions.
That would be awesome. So yeah, send Jodie your reactions. We'll put them on the channel too. We'll get that up because
the other day, you probably have it somewhere. I'd love to see that video of your reaction from his debut match against Finn Balor. Your reaction to that was just hilarious.
I have my reaction to when he won the belt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sad because we're not going to be here for Extreme Rules. You're going to be on Tazzy's channel.
Oh, okay.
Because we're going to be at Bound for Glory.
That's right.
This is the one time, and I love Impact Wrestling. Don't get me wrong. I love it. This is the one time when I was like, man, why does this have to be in my backyard? Like, why? Why is it this time? because I really want to. I really want to be here and be on the channel. So, yeah. But Mark saying, I know this is out of the blue. And this may be different direction. I feel like there's a strange coincidence that Candice LeRae came out on the same show as all these QR codes.
Yeah. I just wonder if she's gonna get back with I don't know. There's a lot to unpack with that. I mean,
Maybe, but also, Triple H has been bringing back people left and right lately, and I know there was another one that I know he was a big fan of. So maybe not.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hadn't had a Triple H return for a couple weeks, so maybe he felt like we needed one.
trying to keep people on their toes.
Yeah.
I'll be at Survivor Series, War Games, extremely excited. Do you see maybe the Funhouse versus Judgment Day?
Ooh, that'd be wild.
At a Survivor Series, and that's going to be a War Games match.
I love War Games. I'm so happy they're doing that at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That would be wild if that happened.
That
Wyatt
would be.
Stable versus the Judgment Day.
Chris Williams said, "What if Mustafa Ali is part of this?" That's definitely possible too. I mean, there's a lot of people that could get pulled into this in some way, especially kind of like I said with Triple H being pretty heavy on the factions. Like, he's going to need people here and there to take them down. So if you have him go up against Judgment Day or the Bloodline or whatever you do,
Yeah. And we've already seen, it's been a while. And I know that, like a lot of people say that, yes, he doesn't need anybody else. He can definitely fly solo amazingly. But, if it's been a while, he was amazing, though, leading the Wyatt family. He's a great stable leader. So,
Yeah. Chris Elliott says, watch it be Adam Rose. That would be a hilarious troll for bringing out the rosebuds again.
I think I was one of the few people that actually liked Adam Rose. I thought it was fun.
I think there's just too many, pointers that it's Bray.
Yeah.
For me.
Especially now, after last
night.
Yeah,
especially now.
Pointing to Windham, Maine, like, come on now.
I feel like we just got whacked in the face.
Yeah.
But
now it's the funny thing is, even though we know it's him, it's just like, okay, but what? We don't know what and when. Like, there's still so much mystery, even knowing that it's him.
Yeah, we don't know if he's gonna pull, Miss Bliss back into it. We don't know if he's gonna add, like you said, kind of this faction. He's gonna have other people with him, or I thought it was interesting. We were going back and watching some of the Funhouse episodes, that when he uses the heel glove inside the Funhouse on Alexa in that Tea Party episode, it turns her evil.
Mm-hmm. And then in the very last Funhouse episode,
he healed everybody but Abby.
Yeah. I would love to see darker puppets. I think that'd be amazing.
That would be tremendous. C Wrestling says, morning, I just woke up. What's up, C? We're about to go here in a minute. So we're going a little bonus Abby's today for a couple minutes. So but yeah, let's see. Raven, any new theories on the Raven with the lantern? Only thing I could find is
last night too.
Yeah, I saw C post on that. That's interesting. I don't know what to make of the whole Raven thing.
It's been there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, is it a raven? Is it a crow? I mean, I guess it really depends on what kind of bird it is, because they serve different purposes.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a crow, they tend to encircle dead people. So yeah, it's been around for a while, but yeah, it just depends what kind of bird it is.
Mhm.
You know, if it's a raven, then that could be, you know, throwbacks to Edgar Allan Poe and you know, some of the stuff with that. If it's a crow, maybe they're showing up against people that he's gonna destroy, because crows gravitate to corpses.
He said the bird's been there for about a year.
Yeah, it's been popping up every now and then.
Could be nothing too.
I think it's popped up too many times for it to be nothing.
I mean, just something they like, fun thing they just like to have in the background or something. I don't know. Maybe it didn't necessarily mean anything. Seems weird to have it for that long.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
People saying the ravens are the writers. Shane Loki saying, my guess is the raven is there because of Bray's promo where he said, don't worry, baby birds, I feed you.
He will.
Yeah.
Bray is a man of his word. That's one thing I do know about him. So if he said something, he'll do it.
So let's see. We're kind of coming to the end, unfortunately. We could probably go another hour, but I know you guys have food, and I know you got the kiddos and everything. So final thoughts. I want to start with Chris, and then we'll go to Jodie. But final thoughts on where this all is and where and how fun this ride is going to be when we get to the destination.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Like I'm, for a long time there, really soon after his release that I think was fake. I got out, got to where I wasn't even watching wrestling anymore. Like I just, I was so into him, and once he was gone, I just lost a lot of interest. And so, I'm the kind of person, I've been watching wrestling regularly since I was like 5 years old, my whole life, and so it was sad for me to be out of it like I was. But I just wasn't there. I tried watching him, just like, this is just not good. I don't like it and stuff. So I'm thrilled to be excited about watching wrestling every week now. Loving this.
That's awesome. All right, Jodie, bring us home.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of in that mode too. There were a lot of times that, if I was around, I would watch it. If I forgot, then I forgot. You know what I mean? But Bray has always been the one thing, and he knows this too. Bray's always been the one thing that's kept me interested, and he's very special, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing him come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty confident that this whole White Rabbit stuff is him. If it's not, I'm still 99.9% confident he's coming back to WWE.
There you go. And wow, 3 Diglets. That's funny. Thank you for the donation. What font is that on Abby's window logo? Let's see. I'm going to look real quick. It's called Death Rattle. It's called Death Rattle. So I've never had anyone ask me about a font that I've used. The geek in me, the graphic design person, is very, very seen right now. So I appreciate that.
I was telling Chris during the countdown that you made all that music up too.
Yeah. I try to make original music for the channel and do all that good stuff. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's awesome. This was awesome. Thank you both so much. Thank you for everyone that joined us. We had over 115 people at one point.
Awesome.
Join us. So this was whoa. Thank you. 3 wow. Thank you. It's 100% Bray, but do you think too much was given too early. Thank you, bro, for the font. No problem. Yeah, let's.
I don't think so. Kind of like I said when this whole thing started, it was, I think it was going to be a slow burn, and this was going to get little things one after another, until it just kind of exploded.
I definitely don't think it's been too much too fast. I think it's been a nice pace, especially if he really is coming. If the payoff for this is Extreme Rules, then that's only a couple weeks away. So we needed to get there, at a moderate pace. But I think it's been good. Even with the, I think last night was cool. That and it seemed like a big clue that led to Windham, Maine, and everything. And I think it's just going to keep ticking up from there.
It's just going to keep building. And it's the good thing about it, and this is probably 100% credit to Bray. It keeps you like every show is a can't miss, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. You have to watch them both.
Oh yeah,
because that's great for business.
that reminds me of Raw and SmackDown way back in the day, like during the Attitude Era and stuff. It was can't miss. The storylines were so good, and if you missed, you were going to miss something major if you didn't watch. So you have to watch.
Yeah, it was. So now Raw and SmackDown are both a can't miss.
Yeah.
Yep.
And hopefully Triple H sees that.
Yeah, I have faith in him. I think he's a smart. I think he's a smart guy and understands the business well. And
I think he's a very smart businessman.
Yeah. So that's all I'm telling you. Like all of these donations at the end here, that deserves this.
Yowie wowie.
Hanzo saying, Jeff and Jody, just want to thank you for being you. I consider you with C. Britt, my very best friends. Thank you for everything. Keep being goats. And he says also Chris is special too. What an icon. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you, Hanzo. Thank you,
we gotta hang out when I come over there in May.
That's right. You guys have to hang out. You have to hang out. Well, folks, this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I hate Randy Sam said I was shaking from that yowie wowie. This was a lot of fun. We'll have to do this again. But thank you, Chris, for joining, and Jody, as always. Yeah, hey, no problem. Anytime. Jody, this was a lot of fun. This time, an hour and 10 minutes went by really fast. So we'll have to do it again next week. And who knows? I mean, we we're going to get more stuff on Friday. So stay tuned. Look out for us next Monday. We'll be back. But thank you all so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you don't mind dropping a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and that post notification bell so you know when we have future content. And we have future content this Thursday, Impact Wrestling, and we have 2 special guests that are going to be joining us on the watch along. So I'll just say one of them is a champion, and I'll drop this. One of them has kids. And for that, we will see you next time on Abby's Window. Thank you all for tuning in. Take care.
So what do you say? You want to see my secret? La 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 la.